Hey everyone, just wanted to do a brief recap for our first day together in CC, Cycle 2, Week 1. For those of you new to my class, last year I just did a quick recap, sent out like a link to listen to watch on YouTube. So I thought I would try it again this year. So we had a great week, and I was really excited to have everybody back, some old faces and new. Um, as far as the some things we did, the new grammar. Let's say the thing that stuck out most to me was geography. We actually had 12 locations that we had to identify on the map, and as most of you know, if you've been to my class, I just have kind of a system where I borrowed where we list out all the locations on our whiteboard, and each one is assigned a dot, a colored dot, and I use that color to trace that area on the map. I think it's a really good tool to help the students find the locations initially, and point to them, trace the area, and then we eventually have them erase those colors on the map, and we kind of do a show me, tell me session during the new grammar time for geography. So we did that, and we spent a lot of time on those locations because there were so many. I've never really had 12 locations before for geography. Usually it's around 7. So we spent time on that in new grammar, and then also during grammar review, we spent time playing around the world where I used the map, put it on the table, just have two students. I'd call out a location, see who could find it first. The person they pointed to it first, move on to the next person, and we just did that for a period of time. So hopefully they got a good time of review with geography. And to be honest, even in our home, it's probably the one subject that gets the least amount of focus. The other items seem to be easier to cover, but geography sometimes is the one that's a little lacking. So I try to spend more time on it when possible. But everything else in math, in new grammar, was obviously very easy with the counting, the ones and the twos. Um, we were introduced to parts of speech for English, Latin, first conjugation endings, present tense, and we have history. So usually with history, I just do the history sentence that CC provides. We say the sentence a couple times and sing the song. Latin, there was a song that went along with that as well. In science, we had the 6 days of creation. So new grammar was pretty straightforward. For science, we had 2 experiments. The first one was shaded, I think was what it was called, and we had one. I remember it was experiment number 17, but I can't remember the name of it. It was called Same Place, which involved looking at how satellites move in the Earth's orbit, and how they have to move at a faster pace to keep up with the Earth. So we had those 2 experiments outside, and I think overall they went fairly well. I think they understood the concepts we were trying to demonstrate, and of course we reintroduced the scientific method and make sure we kind of talked about each steps of that during our time outside. And fine arts, we introduced oils. So we have a fine arts booklet that we have that we'll use for the entire year, which is, I think, a great tool that we can not only use each week, but then it becomes our portfolio that we get to have for this year and for any kind of review or evaluation. So I try to use that as much as possible because I want it to be a nice component that you can use for any type of year-end review. And also during fine arts, since we had a little bit of time, because so many of the kids have been they've dealt with oils previously. Some of them, I gave them the option to draw blob maps for the world. So some of them were actually pretty good at drawing the blob map, basically just drawing the 7 continents. So some of you may have seen that in anything they took home. Not everyone did it, but some. So I just try to encourage that, as well as seeing my oldest child now is in challenge, and some of the drawing they have to do for geography. I want to try to encourage that. And lastly, with my email that I'll send out, I'm gonna send it one time. If you've been in the new version of Connected, you know that you may have been able to navigate to the Learning Center, and for each week they have a supplemental resource called the Sandbox. It's got a lot of information in it. Um, it's very well done. There's so much. It's like 75 pages, and it's really just content that kind of reinforces what you did during your time in the community, with the new grammar stuff, with the science and fine arts. I'm going to send it this week so you can look at it. If you haven't seen it before, maybe some of you have already seen it, and that's great. And you can do with it what you want. If you're kind of just a stick in the sand, you got your routine, that's fine. But if you're looking for, I want to do something else that kind of reinforces what we're doing this week, you may want to check it out. And again, it's not like you have to do everything in there. If you did, that'd be amazing, because there's a lot. And again, I think it's a great resource. When I've looked at it, like, wow, I wish I'd seen this in the past. But I'm gonna send it this week, and then it's up to you to decide what you want to do with that going forward. If you have questions about how do I get to that and Connected, ask me or ask our director, and I'm sure we can help you out. But hope you have a great week, and again, excited to be back with everyone for this year. Thanks.